Welcome in, welcome in. So we're gonna go check out the, let's look at some construction here at the Hard Rock and see what's going on. We're gonna go get in our little spot right out here in the middle of the Strip. Has a great view of the Hard Rock construction. Give me a chance to drink some of my coffee. Got some McDonald's. Cheers. There was a little bit of fun in Casino Royale right before I got on. Somebody's over there gonna spend the rest of their vacation looking at some probation. A little disruptance right in the entryway there. Zoom in, see if we can see anybody working. We got some guys up in there. Welcome in, welcome in. Moving some material. Got ourselves a pretty active job site today. Crane swinging around. Let me ask you guys a question in the chat right now. We only got 4 in the chat right now, but can you hear some background music going on? Or how's it sound? This Prism Live did like this crazy update, and it is now like picking up every single sound. I really wish I could go back to how it used to be. Thank you for the like. They're almost over here. Let's go look at the Mirage building here. So the Mirage building, that looks like pretty much most of the glasses, that gold glass has been taken out. They're completely gutting that. So that is going to be Stas, what's going on? How you doing this morning? 90 million a year in rent. I'm sure they're going to be pulling in some good money here. I mean, what do you think? How much do you think the Hard Rock's going to pull in on revenue? Sound is a little low, okay. Let me turn that up a little bit for you. All right, this might be better. How's the sound now? Like I said, I keep having to adjust the sound on the Prism app. There's like a little sound bar, and I'm trying to keep it within the green so it doesn't get too loud. Lunch break. What's up, Mud? How you doing today? Mud, were you on last night? I know it was your daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to your daughter. Were you on last night when me and Casey went through the revolving doors? Grammy, what's going on? Casey did a accidental push last night. I gotta clip it out and put it on the and post it. We got both cranes up top moving around today actually. Oh, you left right when, so we went through the conservatory, then we walked back around in front of the fountains and went in the revolving doors up at the north end of the Bellagio. So as she was walking through, the door caught up with her and her walker, and she banged the walker into the door and it stopped the doors. So she was technically a pusher. And then from there we went up to the Link Promenade, and she bought me a coffee. And she went home last night actually. She flew back to Florida. I was like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, you gotta move, you gotta move. And she pushed her walker up a little bit and banged the door, and it stopped the door. She's like, you're not going to clip that out, are you? I was like, hell yes, I am. All right, let's see. Let's turn this up a little bit more now. All right, that's a little bit more up. Hopefully it doesn't. See, I'm hitting into the yellow zone. So where do you guys want to walk today? You know what I got to do? I gotta turn this around. I want to get myself a picture here in front of the Hard Rock in the background. Maybe try to use that for a, there we go. Oh, no, that's not good. That's good right there, I think. We'll get a picture of that, and then I can put that on a thumbnail. You guys get to see my pretty face all the time. Yeah, Mud, how's the volume on your end? Grammy, how's the volume on your end? Yes. It's good on your end? All right, we'll leave it like that. Do you hear like the background music? Because I'm trying to keep that down. I can't lose, last night we got hit with like, I think I got hit with like 7 copyright claims yesterday with the mic settings. It was doing pretty well without getting any claims with the settings I had, and now I have to readjust. You know, everything's like kind of every time they update the app, you got to redo your settings. So where do we want to head? We're going to head south, I guess, right? More to see going down the Southway. Okay, you can't hear any music. That's good. I'm sure you could definitely hear that motorcycle that just went by. Murakami, how are you this morning? So this is without noise reduction right now. now this is with the noise reduction on. Which way do you guys think sounds better? Because I'm trying to give you guys the best experience. So, you know, if I do get Alan, what's going on? You know, I don't worry so much about the copyright claims. But, you know, if I can avoid them, why not avoid them? All right, let's start walking. Got the gimbal this morning, so we're good with that. With the noise canceling, so right now sounds better. Okay, then we'll do that. I'll take your guys' advice. So everybody welcome in. We got quite a few new chatters yesterday, which I'm happy about. That was nice. So anyone who has subscribed recently, thank you for joining our channel. Welcome into the chatters. The chatters is the name of our chat here. And me and Jay appreciate all of you who join in. So make sure you say hello. We got a really cool, nice group of people here. And you know, we're always looking for more. Mauricio, what's going on? Joanna, what's up? So we'll head south. Where do we want to go when we get down there? How far do we want to walk? Kind of up to you guys. Let's walk the state line. We can walk to the state line. That's only going to take us like a day. Good, Joanna. We only been on for about 14 minutes now, so.
It's not a good time.
Tiff, what's going on? Team Michelle, what's up? We got our, this is one of my favorite fountains here. It's always funny when you see people climbing in there. There's a funny video that was floating around of somebody trying to climb up the front that took a nice little spill down. But this looks beautiful at night, especially when it has the purple highlights from over at Harris. So we got a late start this morning. I woke up early. My plan was to wake up early, be up here early, and woke up and I slept weird. Had a really bad stiff neck, so took a nice warm shower, took some ibuprofen, took my time getting out of the house, and you know, came up. Now, for you guys that don't know, a lot of times when I say, oh yeah, I'm going to be starting at around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, don't count on it. I will be streaming that day, but a lot of times, this is my day off. So sometimes I just want to sleep in a little bit. And it sounds great on the live stream that I'm going to come out a lot earlier. But in reality, sometimes it's like, man, my bed is just way too comfy. It's perfect timing for Mud. We'll have to remember this time, Mud. Make sure that we're on when we do the streams. Gotta set these down. I gotta open up my coffee here. So, got some McCafe. Nice, cheap coffee on the Strip from the McDonald's right next to Casino Royale and Harrah's. Ready? I don't really care about the Super Bowl this year, Mauricio. There's like, I just hope that the Seahawks win. But, you know, that's purely because I don't want to have to listen to my neighbors who are huge Patriots fans, or Alan. Okay, 10:30 my time, 11:30 your time. We'll have to lock that in. Rude, go Patriots. Hey, you guys had your time, man. Back when you had a really good quarterback, Tom Brady. I'm not so sure about this new guy. I think it's a fluke. I think it's a fluke. Let's see. No, the taxi's going to let us cross. Thank you. Probably because we got a camera in our hand. Other than that, he would have ran us down. Yeah, so we got home last night, and I totally got sidetracked and didn't get to editing my video that I'm trying to put out. So hopefully today I don't get sidetracked and I can get some editing done. Go Sports. We got Murakami, the Lions fan. Once the Lions are done, Murakami's done, becomes Go Sports. Tat, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? So we just walked past. I didn't even show you guys. This is going to be that new Omnia day and night club here. So this should be opening, according to Caesars, should be opening summer of 2026. I don't think they're putting hard dates on things after their fiasco with the Go pool. So I kind of don't blame them. I mean, they really screwed up that Go pool. Oh, it's catching up with you. I tried to set them to a minimum, Joanna. Like I said, like on the live yesterday, you know, yeah, monetization is important, but also the, oh, here comes Rob with his another Patriots fan. Ugh, you guys. Like I was saying last night, the monetization is important, right? I want to make some money. I'm not, you know, but at the same time, you know, if we're having a good live stream, I'm not so worried about that, you know. I mean, I'd rather pick up subscribers and people that are going to watch the videos and all that, you know. As long as it's not a copyright strike and it's just a claim, I could deal with that. So, you know, and I think in the long run, you know, the more you can grow with subscribers and people watching your long form content, the live streams are like a supplementary type of income, not the main, you know what I mean? Not the main source of it. Here's the shrine of the four-faced Brahma. This is beautiful. It's very, very peaceful here. Well, I appreciate that, Rob. You know, like we don't, you know, we never really ask for gifts or anything like that. That's why, like on the other platform, I don't do battles, because that's like internet panhandling. You know, if people choose to send a super or a sticker on YouTube, that's greatly appreciated too. But never ever, like, you know, a requirement. You know, we just have a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. I really like this fountain too. I want one of these for my yard. Marco, what's going on, buddy? I like how it like just overflows like that. That's really cool. I tell you, I'm glad Caesars kept up with their water features, unlike MGM did. MGM basically turned everything off. We're gonna have to pull over here, man. It is hot. I got my jacket on, and now I gotta pull over. And hopefully I got my sunglasses too. I'm hoping I have my sunglasses. Definitely getting warm over here. It's got to be more than 63. Has to be more than 63. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot, Rob. Oof. I don't know, man. So we were talking last night. Here's the sign that they're putting up here, right? They're putting this big old LED billboard sign right on the corner of Flamingo and the Strip. So they got that really cool, nice fountain and like little gazebo area blocked off. Not sure when it's going to be up and operational, but I can't wait, because I actually really like kind of chilling in this area. It's a nice little, we can see back there the area I'm talking about. So this area is out of commission for the moment. What's the temperature in New Hampshire there, Mr. Rob? Cold still? All right, I do have my sunglasses with me too, so give me a moment. Take this jacket off. Get myself situated here. $29 right now. Woo! You got the heat wave going, 33 in New York. Whoa. That's shorts and t-shirt after the weather you guys been having. All right. And I changed my bag too, right? So now I got a backpack. I put everything in a backpack instead of the sling bag, the messenger bag. That was kind of really messing me up for my shoulders a little bit with the weight. So I decided to go with a backpack today and see how that goes. 35 and rain for Joanna in Nebraska. I'm sorry to hear that, Joanna. So let's do a weather check. How's the weather where all you guys in the chat? How's that? And we got Rob being mean again, hoping all my chocolate melts. It's a horrible, you're a horrible friend, Rob. So yeah, so this whole area, you guys know this fountain. This fountain, so the sidewalk here is shut down. So you have to walk through the courtyard at Caesars to get around. So, listen, last summer I bought myself some really decent chocolate, and I was gonna make chocolate mousse with it, and it melted in my truck. I left it in my truck, and it was just like a bar of chocolate, and it's oozed all out. See, we got 60 in San Antonio. Yeah, the rain is better. We got 47 in Mississippi. That is a bad rumor. Do not listen to Rob. Rob is making things up again. Rob has a little problem with making things up sometimes. I will not pay your bond to get you out of the Bellagio Lake. Tat, you got a heat wave going, 21. Bears, what's going on? So what's today's date? Today's the 4th, right? So we got like 11 more days until my birthday, which is going to be fun. And we got like 20 some days until Jay's birthday. So I don't know what we're doing for our birthday yet. Just got like a deal at like Caesars Properties. Just pay the free rooms. Just pay the resort fee. So we may take that deal up and do like a little staycation on the Strip. Yeah, the snorkeling at Bellagio is a little bit higher tier than the Fortuna yacht ride. So we got to see that yesterday too, on the live stream yesterday. I'll tell you what, that turned out to be actually a pretty decent. How's it feel to be 65? Well, it feels great, Rob. You know, age is just a number. We're Ronan, what's going on? It's dark here in Ireland. What time is it in Ireland? So it feels great being 65. I don't feel a day over 50. You know, eventually I think, oh man, I don't see nobody out here working on the lake today. This is a first, huh? We're gonna try something here real quick. We're gonna turn the mic down a little bit and see if that helps when we go past certain spots. We're gonna be doing our, a little bit of, oh, they got the Fortuna up on the dry dock this morning. You wanna see that over there? Let's see. Oh man, so what's everyone like making fun of my age now? We got the Fortuna right there on the dry dock. That was out and about last night. We saw we saw a person get to go on the little exciting fountain sightseeing tour of the Fortuna. So let's see. Let's flip this around. What do you guys think about my glasses here? You guys like my glasses? So these are semi-prescription. They're cheater glasses that I bought on Amazon. And so now I'm actually able to protect my eyes a little bit and see the chat, right? That was the problem that we were having last year was, and on our other streams until I just got these. I think it was like $15 for like 5 pair of glasses, right? I think they're all like 0.1 or something like that. I just needed to see the screen. So yeah, getting old, it does kind of suck, right? I mean, it's a good spot too here for the stand right in the center. You can get the Bellagio a little bit behind you. Good selfies. But yeah. Yeah, they actually, so they came with 2 pairs that are like the exact same. So I can swap them out and nobody notices. They kind of, it's better than the transitions. I was going to get transitions, but everybody told me just getting reading glasses that transition, it's going to be hard on your eyes going in and out. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the crowd this morning? Transitions are bad, yeah. Well, that's what I hear. That's why I didn't get them. I was like, you know what? Let me look on Amazon. And so I bought them on Amazon and I was like, you know what? These aren't that bad. I'm making it through. I mean, it's hard getting through here. So you guys want to see the conservatory this morning, or you guys want to skip that, keep walking? What do you guys want to do? And Vegas is just gearing up for you, Alan, next week. That's all. Yeah, so when I went, I mean, my biggest problem is just seeing the computer screen. Let's see the conservatory. All right, well, all right. So that's my biggest problem is seeing the computer screen. And you guys just want to go up to the conservatory to see if we see any pushers on the door. Alan, you've never noticed? Maybe I'll see, maybe I'll get my prescription from my eye doctor and then go on one of them sites and get like the cheap glasses, you know? So, yeah, I'm surprised. Maybe we're too late for the conservatory. I mean, the fountain workers here. I don't know. We'll see. We got the volume too low. Yeah, the volume's a little bit low right now just because we're walking past some loud music. As soon as we get up around the doors, I'll turn the volume up a little bit more. I'm just trying to do this as like finding the right range for the music background and walking on the strip, right? So that, if I can avoid copyright claims, I would like to. If I can't, well, that's not a big deal. So I just turned it up a little bit. See how it goes. So we got it, I think, at a pretty decent level right now. You guys can hear me. Now, when we get to quieter spots, of course, I can turn it up, but just have to kind of make the adjustments as we go is what I'm trying to figure out. So thanks for working with me. And if it does get too low, I appreciate you guys telling me in the chat that it's getting low. Slicey Slicer, what's going on? So we'll go check this out. Quite a line. I can see a line already at the taxi stand. If you guys are not familiar with how to get to the ride share at Bellagio, Rob got lost getting to the Bellagio ride share. It can be a little bit confusing. It's a little easier than some properties, but the taxi and the ride share are in two different spots. I do have a pretty good video that explains how to get to the ride share and the taxi stand from inside the Bellagio. So actually, we're having a great morning so far. Yeah, we can go up and hit the BLVD later. Definitely. I think that would be good. We haven't been up there for a while. So this is the taxi stand. It's right out here, right outside the lobby. Now, I'm not going to show you where the rideshare area is. You guys will have to go check out that video. Man, nobody's coming in or out right now. I'm gonna chance it. I'm gonna walk through. So you guys know, automatic doors do not push. If you want to see somebody crash out, walk through the doors when somebody pushes them and stops them with me. I get so mad. It's kind of become like a little joke on here. So yeah, that's the line for the taxi. Here we have the Bellagio glass ceiling. This was done by Chihuly. This is called the Como de Florio. Dale Chihuly, he's an American artist out of Washington State. I believe Spokane, Washington. That was a $10 million piece. Steve Wynn really, you read that as do push. Okay, okay. I see where yous are going. And I bet yous all really had a good chuckle when Casey gave it a nice push last night. Oh, I'm sorry, Florio de Como. Thank you, Murakami, for that quick correction. Tiffany, what's going on? We got breakfast at Tiffany's. So here we are at the entrance to the conservatory. This one is beautiful this year. This is the year of the horse. Here is the koi pond. They got the koi back this one, and they have some signage. Please don't toss coins into the koi pond. The metal is harmful to their habitat. Okay, so no coins in the koi pond. Okay, we want to protect these fish, beautiful fish. So right in front of us rather, it says Gong Hei Fat Choi, and that is a traditional Lunar New Year greeting that means wishing you prosperity. The Queen Pond, yeah, right? Well, yeah, so all of these flowers, all of this stuff, this is all real. When we come in here early in the morning, we usually get to see them, you know, replacing some of these flowers. Anything that looks like it's dead or dying or distressed, they replace. They have a great horticulture. Have a great horticulture crew in here. Oh, you know what? I think Jay has something on that arcade up there at the at New York. That is a really cool arcade. I do like that arcade. All right, so we have the cheerful child right here. She's making her debut at the conservatory, and she is woven from thousands of preserved roses and seeds. She welcomes you with an utter delight while juggling golden coins, a sign of good luck. So all them roses that you see right there are all preserved. Kind of get in. And her hands are little, looks like little rice. Uh-oh, it looks like somebody may have been picking at it. Please do not pick at the displays. Yeah, and I think if you can buy a package to go on the high roller and get some games, get like a game card. So you can do the high roller, the game card for the arcade at New York, and you can get a free Nathan's hot dog if you purchase a beverage. So it's not really free because you have to make another purchase. It's not included with the purchase of the pass. So, which I did a video on that. I think that's kind of shady. That's like another one of those hidden fees that they do here. I know there's little stubby fingers. So if you're looking for a resort, your favorite resort scent, Aroma Retail. Me and Jay are affiliates for Aroma Retail. Murakami just put that link up. That has all your favorite resorts, all your seasonal scents, scent machines, anything you want that could make your house smell like Vegas or your favorite just scent in general. So go check that out. Use Neon City for an extra 20% off. Like I said, we are affiliates, but any commission we make is at no extra cost to you guys. So go ahead, use that code. Well, I'd like to see that, Tat. Now, I think Steve Wynn must have really liked Chihuly because when they were auctioning off things from the Mirage, there was a couple Chihuly glass pieces that were included in that auction. Got some sun glare there, so we're gonna wait till we get around. That's the only problem with, I think, the conservatory during the day, since it has a glass ceiling. It really gives really nice natural light, but it can disrupt your photos and videos that you're trying to take because of the glare. Oh, does it? Let's go see. Ah, here it is. It's the Fire Horse fragrance. Welcome the new year and its promises of good fortune, joy, and new beginnings with Fire Horse, the signature scent of the Bellagio Conservatory's 2026 Lunar New Year display. In this dazzling fragrance, amber and sandalwood bring warmth and balance to a vibrant blend of ginger, pomelo, and white tea as sensorial homage to the bold, dynamic energy of the rare and auspicious year of the horse. Let's see what it does. Smell pretty good. Yeah, they got a lot of little stuff here. They got a whole display. So yeah, check that out if you're in the Bellagio, enjoying this beautiful display that they have this year. So there's 3 ponds in this display. 2 of them have koi, 1 doesn't. The one I'm going to show you right now does not have koi in it. That's the one that is the centerpiece here with the fire horses, the foo lions or foo dogs. Mud, thanks for joining, man. Foo dogs. Why did I say lions? Well, they kind of look like lions, but they're 2 foo dogs. Known for their fierce and mischievous expressions, these legendary protectors symbolize wealth and ward off misfortune. That's, I need to get myself a food dog. James, no, I did not. Does look really nice with the sun hitting it there. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see that there's fog up on the coming out of the waterfalls. They do all kinds of little things in the Bellagio that makes it feel like authentic, you know? You really feel like if you were looking at that waterfall in nature, you'd see some fog or mist coming off of it. Coming up on the second koi pond here. So in Chinese legend, the koi, they transform into dragons, right? So I did not know that until I started reading the signs here. There's a lot of little things that you can learn in the Bellagio when they do their displays. I like that white one back there. That one's huge. Here he comes. Look how big that koi is. Should name him Big John. Let's name him Big John. Yeah, let's hit that like button this morning. Let's hit that subscribe button. Join the chatters. You can say hello. So right there, you see that little figurine is holding a little baby panda. I would love to hold a little baby panda. A friend of ours out here does goat yoga, and I'm gonna see how much it costs to do some goat yoga. Maybe that'll be my birthday present to myself. So that there is the garden table. That is by Noodles. They do 5 seatings a day. I don't know if I like it over on this side. I kind of like it a little bit more in the back where Sadel's is. It seems like it's a little bit more private. Ugh, the ads are loud. Maybe because I have my microphone down so much that you have your volume up a little bit more. As soon as we get somewhere, that might be it, right? So let's see. The ads are scaring you. That's like my kids. They have the, usually when they're watching TV, the TV is very loud. I don't know why. Like I can hear it everywhere in the house. And then when the ads come on, it's like, it does scare the crap out of you. Let's take a walk through the interior walkways, right? Let's skip going out on the strip for a little bit. We'll go take a walk all the way down to Park MGM. What do you think? We'll be able to take a walk all the way to Park MGM without really going outside very far, very long, and we won't even be on the strip. I think a lot of people who haven't been here in a long time don't realize that, and that's one of the reasons that you see less people out on the strip, is because people take these back walkways that they have now. They connect by hallways, corridors, trams, you know. So people don't have to walk up and down the strip like they did years ago. You can actually walk behind some properties or just even through the properties. And I think that's another, you know, when people are saying, oh, Vegas is dead, where's the crowds? They don't realize that. So who's familiar with this walkway? I don't know what that means, James. So they do have a little bit of the Lunar New Year decorations throughout the Bellagio. They have big old flower stands like that. Look pretty. Well, there's a nice nut. Grammy's familiar with this walkway. Nice. So this is walking back towards the convention center, towards the tram that'll take you over to Aria, Cosmo, Badara walkway this way. Right up here is where you would make a right and go down this hallway that we're coming up on, is where you would see go back into all the convention space. Bellagio actually has a lot of convention space, a lot more than it kind of looks like. So that is down this hallway. You just start wandering around back there and you'll see all the different rooms. So right before you leave, you can hit the restrooms. There's an elevator back down there that you can take up to get to the tram area. We're going to take the escalator. These escalators usually always work. The ones that are inside the casinos usually always work. So let's say hello to you guys. Hey guys. So when you get to the top of this escalator, if you go and make a right, that'll take you to the Aria tram. Right now, the Aria tram is running from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Sometimes that switches to 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. But we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk through here. This walkway just opened, I guess, about 2 years ago, maybe a little longer. When MGM finally took over Cosmo, is when they kind of finished this connector to the Cosmo. So we walk down this pathway and this will get us over to Cosmo. We can make a left down here and get to Cosmo, or we can continue straight and that'll take us out to Vadara and the ride share, taxi area, valet area, front desk area of Vadara. And from there, we'll make our way over to Aria. Like I said, this is like one of those things where, you know, not a whole lot of people, you know, every time we show it, people always say, you know, we'll do a video about it. People are always like, I did not know that existed, you know, and this is a great way to cut down on time on the strip where, you know, you're gonna zig and zag to get to all the properties, right? Oh yeah. You know, if you left to Bellagio and was going over to Aria, you have to walk past. You have to walk past. You have to walk past. I'm sorry. You have to walk past Cosmo, up a set of steps, past through the shops of crystals, up a long pathway to get to the Aria. If you go this way, we're gonna come out here, and you're basically at Aria. You see that cool canoe tree over there, and that building right there, that is Aria. So we're just gonna take this walkway, and this walkway will take us right over there. Sorry, I was answering a text message. That's why I got a little bit distracted, you know. There's Aria. They are putting on some of the new glass protective sealant there. That's pretty cool. I wonder if they do windows, like car windows, man, tint windows, because I need to do that to the Tesla. I need to do it to my truck too. My truck is peeling, but I'm gonna try it myself on my truck, because my truck, it's an old ass truck and it's beat up, and it's just kind of a beater truck that I get to and from work in. Other than that, I try not to use it too much. Gas guzzler and no AC. So in the summertime, daytime trips in that thing is brutal. Not yet, not yet. I'm having a stroke. Oh, believe me, some mornings I feel like that when I wake up and I get my headache. Yes, you get to see the behind the scenes of Vegas on these early morning live streams, right? Well, it's not so early today, but you know, you still get to see a lot of things. And you know what? That's why I like kind of like the overnight live streams that people have done, is you get to see a lot of the stuff where they, you know, do the street cleaning and, you know, maintenance out here. There's Vidara. We just walked out of there. So there you have the Panorama condos and the Martin, those two buildings over there. They're on the other side of the highway. They're actually two properties that me and Jay would love to retire to, because they do have balconies. Small balconies, but balconies nonetheless. You know, we are kind of obsessed with the Veer Towers, but they don't offer like a private outdoor space. It's a shared outdoor space. Now, eventually, someday, maybe, possibly, we'll be able to afford that kind of property, but gonna have to wait until our kids move out and you know, we retire and everything. You're welcome. I love when people, you hold a door for somebody and they don't say thank you. Like, you know, must be very important people that do that, that just walk through. Here's the Buddha with, what are these little, kumquat, right? I'm not, you know, I'm not going to say that because that's just going to bust us into a Neon City After Dark mode if I tell you the name of these little fruits on these trees here. But this is actually really pretty. I like this. Let's do a little walk around. There's the big, beautiful Buddha right there. You got to rub that belly for the good luck. Now that is the type of Buddha statue that is acceptable to rub their belly. Now, if it was like a religious Buddha statue, that is not acceptable. But this is a laughing Buddha, and in the Asian culture, that is okay and acceptable for one of these Buddhists to have their belly rubbed. Now, if it was more of a religious type statue that had more significance in the Buddhist religion, it would not be acceptable to touch. So just keep that in mind. There it is, the big, beautiful Buddha. Oh, they got some Hennessy here, all decorated up for with the horse and stuff. When I drank, I was never really a big fan of cognac anyway. I did like me some bourbon though. Well, not all of us have built-in Neon City Walker After Dark names, Alan. This Joanna was a vodka gal. So this is all cake, by the way, man. So this is an edible, oversized sugar masterpiece that celebrates the fire horse. Each year, the lunar calendar turns to one of the 12 zodiac animals. 2026 welcomes the fire horse. The horse symbolizes energy, independence, and charm. To avoid good fortune, red and gold are worn, and fireworks crackle to chase away lingering shadows. Admire this edible display celebrating the year of the horse, constructed using chocolate, fondant, and sugar. Nice. Now, what I wish was, when this was over, if they kind of opened it up to you know, sit down and just go to town on this thing, man. I'd love to sit there with like a big pot of coffee and just a fork and a knife and carve this thing up. Super nice. Now, if you guys want to check out a video, we have a nice video of the display at Aria's lobby. Go check that out on our channel. Little walkthrough of their Lunar New Year. So we're going to walk down this way, and we are going to continue down towards the Park MGM. And we will not be outside again until we hit Park MGM and cross over to New York, New York. So just have to walk through here. And here comes my favorite floor. I did that little short the other day. This is my favorite floor that we're going to walk across in a second. It does a great optical illusion, so try to check that short out too, man. It's really cool. This floor from above. I mean, you can see it here, the optical illusion starting, but when it looks like you're going to trip over things, right? And then right when you get here, it looks like your foot is going to step into those little boxes. So I don't know. I'm always looking down. I see it on the camera, and I catch it. A lot of them floors are a lot more visible, optical illusion wise, on video than they are, you know, in person. But Venetian has some really cool floors too. Venetian has a rug that kind of changes colors, but I can't see it in the video. Oh, the only time I can see it is when I'm actually walking. I've tried to see it in the video. I haven't been able to catch it changing colors in the video. but it's right by Buddy V's if you want to check that out. So the poker room is to our right. And you know, the casino floor is to our left here. Oh, thank you, Marikami. Yes, we do have a site called Buy Me a Coffee. A lot of creators use that site for when people want to support them and their streams. They do pay out the highest percentage of what you gift. I think it's like 95%, right? I pulled it, right? I should know better. Whoop, there you go. You good? All right. She said thank you. That was nice. She was polite, unlike the last lady. But like I said, that is never a requirement. It's just an option if you guys want to support our stream. We do appreciate it. It helps our stream continue to go. Pays for some coffee, some snacks, whatever, when me and Jay are out. Dente Phone. Thanks for your donation. This is, I guess, we got some of those little 5-cent, 10-cent vouchers in there. Now, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little trick here, right? You walk away from a machine, it just took your money, right? It leaves you with like a small nominal amount of money, like 5 cents, 8 cents, 12 cents, something like that, right? If you take that ticket and go to a Dragon Link machine and put that Dragon Link in there, you can make a bet saver bet. You can do a $5 bet, you can do, you know, a 10-cent bet, whatever you want, right? You get one. Now, if you hit, that's great. But if not, you got a $5 or $10 bet for 5 cents. So check it out next time. It needs to be like a Dragon Link machine. All right, so now we are entering Park MGM. So we just walked from Bellagio to Park MGM as soon as we get down these steps. And we were only outside for that short amount of time. I don't know, maybe 5 minutes at the most. And we didn't hit the Strip at all. So we're about to come out and walk through Park MGM. And then we could go towards Italy. We can continue south if you guys want to go head south a little bit more. I know, no smoking in here. This is a non-smoking casino, which I really do like, even as a smoker, which, by the way, I'm going to be quitting on February 15th. So if you guys hear me light up after February 15th, I need you guys to jump on my ass about that, okay? Until then, it's okay. They're doing some pool maintenance here too, getting the pool ready for pool season. Pool season, there's no official start date for pool season, but typically early March is when the pools all start to open up. Usually it depends on the weather, staffing, things like that. But yeah, I really do like being in here. I know you guys do that now. Listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I'm really gonna quit this time. You know, I've quit in the past for like 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, and I don't know. But this time, you know, being 50, it's probably time. I mean, the damage has probably already been done, but maybe you can just extend it for like, you know, a couple more years. I know, I need a quiet lighter. There's some really cool artwork coming down this back hallway too. So, yeah, yeah, you know, and I'm also like one of those, like, I'm a very considerate smoker. So if there's like a group of people around, I don't light up. You know, it's like kind of like more like, I kind of look at smoking as like kind of more of my little escape. So if we're walking and there's nobody on the Strip, that's when I'll light up, or I'll sit down somewhere and light up. But for the most part, if it's standing outside the Bellagio fountains and there's tons of people around, I definitely am not going to light up. I think that's kind of rude when people do that. So we got some happy hour specials here. This one is actually pretty good. Me and Jay just did that the other night. The hot dog there was actually, it was a huge hot dog and it was good. It was really good. So we're gonna have to check out some of these other happy hours. Seems to me like happy hours are starting to make a little bit more of a comeback out here in Vegas. Like they kind of went away for a while and now they are kind of making a comeback. So, uh-oh. Got my car keys. Just look down and the gimbal here is in need of a little juice. So let's get this on the charger real quick before we drop off. There we go. That should be better. We should get some time out of our gimbal. Man, what? Definitely getting into time where I need to get a newer gimbal. You know, it was weird, Grammy, because like back in Philly when you could smoke in bars, now you can't smoke in bars and stuff anywhere, right? But when I was like one of those people that when I drank, I didn't smoke as much, you know, like in a bar or anywhere. I don't know, just kind of weird. Like, I'm more of a coffee and a cigarette than an alcohol and cigarette type of person, always have been. So, but yeah, those two vices usually go hand in hand. Well, those three vices, right? Drinking, gambling, and smoking. There's a lot of people that do all three. You know, if you're doing one, you're doing all three. I never understood how people could only smoke it when they were drinking, you know, and then not when they weren't drinking. That always kind of messed my head up because I was kind of the opposite. I always thought that if I smoked a whole lot of cigarettes when I was drinking, it gave me a hangover and stuff. But if I didn't smoke a whole lot when I was drinking, I kind of felt okay. So here's Gaga's House of Gaga. It's closed right now, but that is a really cool spot to go in. And if you're a Lady Gaga fan, there's some really cool stuff in there. We do have a video also, I think, of that on one of our pages. Grammy needs a full. Oh, Sixers trade at McCain. Breaking news. Good morning, Jay. How are you? So, who did they trade McCain for? So here we go. McCain's going to have a breakout season next year, and the Sixers are going to have probably made just another bad trade like they normally do. So, I mean, they were playing the Warriors last night, and I think half the Warriors at one point were on the Sixers. So, they're trading them for nobody. Yeah, they pretty much are morons. The Sixers are one of the worst teams in basketball when it comes to making trades. That is definitely for sure. All right, so we are outside now again on the Strip. So we just took that walk all the way down to Bellagio. If it was 10 out, the middle of the summer, triple digits, and you wanted to stay cool and come down to like New York, or Park MGM, that's the way to go. So All right. Now this light here is tremendously long. Now, you guys that used to come out here in the early 2000s, late 90s, that have been coming to Vegas for a long time, remember when pretty much every single street was across at street level? And you can see there's not a whole ton of people around us right now, but behind the people across the way, across the street, more and more people are starting to gather. And I think this is my working theory. I think that is one of the reasons that Vegas seemed like it was a lot more crowded when there was a lot less people here, right? So we just took a walk from Bellagio all the way up to New York now. And when we got out to the stoplight, there wasn't a whole ton of people, but we seen more and more people starting to come up behind those. So the crowds would gather at the street level crossings. And then once everybody started to cross, that's when the crowds would break up again, right? And then everybody would get caught up at the next light, right? Because I think Tropicana was the original pedestrian crossover. And then I think it wasn't until like the mid 2000s, 10, 12, somewhere in there, that they started putting the other crosswalks in, you know, right after Cosmo and Aria and all that got built. That's when they put the crosswalks in there. Treasure Island, I remember, you know, up that end crossing at Spring Mountain there, that took forever. So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people think that Vegas looked more crowded years ago when there was less people, because of those things. So where else are we looking to go today? Oh, we're looking to go to the boulevard in a little bit, right? That was on the list. Somebody had suggested the boulevard, the overlook. So we're going to check that out. Excuse me. Sorry, that was probably really loud with the mic. That's my Andy Reid cough, clear my throat. So this is the Brooklyn Bridge out here outside of New York. This is a replica of the Brooklyn Bridge here. On one side, they have a stage. Right here, they have live music. That'll be starting back up, I believe, mostly on the weekends until it gets a little warmer out. And then they do it pretty much every night. It doesn't get as crowded as Fremont Street, but if you're up on the Strip and you're just looking for some fun live music, free, this is a spot to go, right? Live on the Brooklyn Bridge, right? You can grab some takeout from the ABC store across the street or Walgreens, come sit up on one of the benches, listen to some music, you know. Where they also have over here at Nine Fine Irishmen, they have the grab a brew and enjoy the view, right here. So you can come over here to the bar here, grab a drink and go listen to the music. It's really fun there. Me and Jay, we'll come up here, we'll sit there, and I'll enjoy some coffee, and she'll get herself an adult beverage. Uh-oh, did the chat freeze again? I think the chat froze. If I keep having these issues with Prism, I may just go and try and a stream on YouTube one of these days, because it seems like Prism is starting to become a little bit glitchy. Or maybe try one of the other streaming services. So Where do you guys want to go? You guys want to go up the strip, down the strip? Let's figure this out real quick while we're right here. We're at the base of the Statue of Liberty. This was another beautiful water feature that MGM messed up. They drained it and put in this green AstroTurf. Really is not no, it every once in a while what'll happen is it'll freeze up, and I'll have to exit the chat view and then re-enter the chat view. So it's been happening a little bit more, and it'll get stuck on where I manually have to scroll the comments. So no, it doesn't freeze up like the stream. It just freezes up the chat. So balancing checkbooks. You know what? I don't know how to do that. So, but this is cool, the Statue of Liberty out here. I remember a couple years ago they put the Golden Knight jersey on that thing. Glitter and Coffee, how you doing this morning? So we made a video where one day on one of our live streams, somebody came up with the idea that we should make a mini golf course here. MGM should make a mini golf course and make it like a New York theme, you know, some hot dog carts and all that good stuff like you'd have in New York. If they're not going to put the water in, you know, that could be a revenue stream too for them. I know, shame on me, right? I don't know. I got money, I got money. You know, where do we want to go? We got two working escalators here. Do we want to go up and over, or do we want to walk back up on this side? Now, the other side is a lot louder. That's why I don't really like going up that side until I have to. But I guess we have to if we want to go to the boulevard. Murakami checkbook is easy. Yeah, that's how mine is. Usually 0, 0, 0. So we'll go up and over. Yeah, I guess now with the banking apps, it just kind of tells you, you know, right on there, you know, this is pending, that's pending, you know. We got the moons going on up here. No, I want to go over, I want to show you guys the lion too real quick, because that's kind of a disgrace how MGM has let the Lions really go. That was like at one point, like they're like,
Hi, gorgeous. I love your pink hair.
I don't have pink hair. I used to have blue hair. I thought she was talking to me like, hi, gorgeous. I'm like, you want to borrow my glasses? So, but this was like, you know, this was like the thing when, you know, MGM Grand, the Lion, everybody knew about it, you know, everybody went and took pictures there. Now it looks like it's just like been abandoned. You know, it's got broken tiles, the inside, there's trash in it. MGM should kind of be ashamed of themselves for the way that they're kind of letting this look. Makes the property look like kind of crappy, if you ask me. You know, we could see the trash inside where the water features used to be. I know when the elevators are working, it is a prize, especially when the up elevator is working. Definitely. So that is like the largest bronze statue, I believe. There's a little placard up here. Let's go read the placard. This is the MGM Grand Lion. It's the largest bronze sculpture in the Western Hemisphere. 45 feet tall, 50 foot long on a 25-foot pedestal. It's 100,000 pounds of bronze, 1,660 pieces of bronze welded together. And it was installed February 15th, 1997. I lived out here and was here when that opened up. It's Snell Johnson was the sculptor, and the designer was M. Schmeaton. Well, let's look, right? This is what you come up here and you see. Broken tile, trash, litter. You know, I mean, they're going to have this beautiful baseball stadium right across the street there. People are going to be coming out and walking past this, and this is what they're going to be met with. You know, it should definitely have the water. It should be all lit up at night. They've basically closed down so many of their water features, Grammy. You know, they said they're doing it under conservation measures, but I think it's just because they're being a little bit cheap, right? Costs them money to run the water. It doesn't produce any revenue. Some guy that's balancing checkbooks said, you know what? Turn the water off. Turn the water off. It ain't generating revenue. Why are we paying for that? So that's what I think. You know, if it's not going to make the money, now if they could figure out a way to charge for people to go up there and get their picture. Oh, I shouldn't have said that in case they're watching. Now they're going to be like, oh, turn the water back on, charge everyone $5 for a picture, you know? Yeah, they used to, I mean, they used to really take care of that statue, man. That was like, you know, that's part of their identity, you know? And now it's just like, you know, that would look better. Grammy, listen, I have no problem with, you know, these casinos conserving water, making things, you know, more of a desert scape, things like that, because, you know, we are in the desert and it is hard to keep the water flowing on a lot of these properties, you know, so it doesn't evaporate or whatever. And so, yeah, I mean, they could recycle the water. They could use recycled water. They could use all kinds of stuff, you know, and keep that fountain flowing. But, you know, they've turned that off. They turned off the Statue of Liberty. They turned off the fountains in the back of the park at New York, New York. The only thing they have running water-wise at New York, New York is the Memorial Waterfall right out front. Inside the Luxor, they turned off that water. They emptied the moat at Excalibur. Mandalay Bay had that beautiful enchanted garden. All the water's drained out of there. When you walked in to the lobby area, all the water in the waterfalls, that's all gone. The beautiful water wall at Aria on the outside, they turned that off and they blamed a pump failure during the pandemic for that. But they still have that fountain out there in the taxi area. Then, you know, the rest of the stuff, they kind of just let it go and turn it off as they find it, you know, which I think is bullcrap, you know. I mean, obviously they still have the Bellagio Lake. I'm sure if they could figure out a way to make another attraction that didn't have water at the Lake Bellagio, they would turn the fountains off, you know. So, you know, it's just like one of those things where we just have to, you know, I question it, right? Because, like, make it look nice. At least make it look nice. If you want to turn it off, replace it with some cactus and, you know, pretty rocks and stuff. Make it look nice. That looks horrible right there. So, you know, it kind of looks, it makes it look cheap. And, you know, people don't want to feel like they're having a cheap experience in Vegas. You know, I mean, they want a cheap experience, but they don't want it to feel like cheap because things are broken and not working properly. So, you know, Coca-Cola store. I love the Coca-Cola store. Me and Jay are going to be heading to the Coca-Cola store pretty soon to do something fun in there. And so make sure you guys are subscribed and have your notifications on, because we're going to do it live. And it'll be fun. Oh, we just hit the light. So look, there's nobody around us here. Let's see if we get a crowd that pulls up while we're waiting for the light, because this is the opposite side of Park MGM. So we're going to put my theory into test, even though it's only what, 11:30 in the morning. We'll see if a crowd starts to come up. So here we go. We got people that are going to start lining up. Yeah, that's what they did at the Luxor, right? They, on the inside of the Luxor, they did those little water features that they had. As soon as you walk in, they put sand and cactus and all that in there, and that actually looks really, really nice. That does kind of fit the motif. So, all right, we got a little bit of a crowd. I'm sure if we came here, oh, we got more people coming. The light's still red. These people are jaywalkers. Jaywalkers. Write them a ticket. Oh, here comes a car. Watch out. Everybody forgets that cars do turn on the Strip. So we are getting a little bit more people here, right? Not like millions of people like we all remember. But like I said, that's a working theory, right? That was pretty. That guy did a little burnout on his Harley there. So we'll have to check that theory at night when there's more people out on the Strip, right? So here we are gonna walk through this way. They got some overhead protection going on here. ABC store still open. That's where you go and get all your drinks, right? You get your beer, your liquor. They got good specials in there for beer and liquor, especially cheap water. So, you know, you don't have to pay, you know, $18 or $26, whatever it is people are claiming that it costs in a gift shop at the hotels anymore, right? So if you just take your time and, you know, you just have to walk a little bit to save a little bit of money. You're out on the Strip anyway. Why don't you just come in and, you know, on your way back to the room, hit the ABC store, hit the Walgreens or the CVS, or even Target here. You know, Target even has some good specials in there. So I just lowered the mic down a little bit because they got that big ass speaker out front of Brewdog, and it is super loud there. So we should be back at a much better volume here. Oh, we got a little bit of a car show or something going on here. Let's check it out. Got some drifters. They look like drifting cars. They look pretty nice. Didn't even know this was going on.
No, the Target's next door. I'm gonna go to Target.
Wonder if they're gonna be doing some drifting up on the Strip. That would be cool, huh? Some nice cars. All right. So let's go take a look at the overlook. Catch a nice view this morning. It's a nice view of them cars too. Them cars are nice. That was fun actually when SEMA was here and we were up there while they were doing the drifting. That was really cool. It was amazing how close those cars were coming to the protective walls. That was a good stream. So, thank God these escalators are working, right? Because I don't think anybody wants to walk up this many flights of steps to get to the top. I don't care how good the view is. So, here we go. I don't know, Mark. They're just sitting there. I wonder if they're getting ready to do some kind of like drift show or car show or what. Let's check the back parking lot here and see. I don't see any kind of course set up. I mean, they do have some caution tape down there, but I wonder if that's for something. Get a nice view of the back too here. Got Signature Towers, Polo Towers, Hyatt over there. MGM's parking garage. Brewdog right there. Brewdog used to have the best view on the Strip, I think, but now the Overlook kind of put this big ugly sign up that blocks some of your view. Polo Towers, that's like kind of a sleeper hotel, actually. Me and Jay stayed there, and all the rooms there have balconies also, which is pretty cool. That was fun. Yeah, let's hit those like buttons. If you're liking this stream, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do 2 daytime streams, usually every week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. My day is off from work. So yes, I do have a job. I know some people, you know, like to come in and say, get a real job, but I do have a real job. And Tuesday and Wednesday just happen to be my days off. And I like to spend it walking around the Strip with you guys. We do a couple live streams during the night, during the week also. Kind of more random. You know, me and Jay kind of don't have a set schedule when we come up here. Just kind of when the mood's hitting, we come up. Sometimes I'll do short live streams around 3:30, 4 o'clock for an hour or so when I'm up on the Strip. Because I work on the Strip. Got a couple of my kids work on the Strip, and we carpool in, so they get out a little later than me. So some days I just try to hang out and do some live streaming in the afternoon so people can see what the Strip looks like in the afternoon. So yeah, this is the Overlook here. They got a nice little seating area down here, but this looks so great at night. So we have the Waldorf right there. Behind it is Aria. There's the Veer Towers. That's where me and Jay, originally that's where we really wanted to like retire off to and live on the Strip. But like I said earlier in the stream, if you were watching, there's no private outdoor space, no balconies. Everything's up on the roof. And I kind of would like to have myself some private outdoor space to just kind of hang out, drink some coffee in the morning. Snojindo, thank you. Yeah, I try to share as much as I can with you guys, you know, answer your questions, show you guys some of the behind the scenes or the little things, right, about Vegas that a lot of people don't, like, you know, showcase, right? Because, but our theory is we want you guys to know as much about Vegas and have as good of a time as you can when you are out here. So just some of this little bits of information can actually make your trip that much better. Yeah, Optics is gone now. And I don't know what they're building right here. I got to look into this. I forgot to look into it last time we were up here. So yeah, Optics is gone. They had an art display, an interactive art display up here called Optics. And I got some videos of that on our channel if you wanted to see the Optics. That was really cool day or night. So That is gone now. I wonder what, I wonder if they're going to put another one up here. This seems like it would be a great location for that company to just keep putting those art displays up here. You did get to check that out. That is awesome, Grammy. I was wondering if you went over that day that we were talking. So yeah, so we're gonna have to figure out what this is gonna be. So right over here, this is a really good pizza place. It's called How You Doing, right? We did a little impromptu food review, quote unquote. Me and Jay are not food reviewers, but we had a really good time with the chat up here, talking about it, How You Doing pizza. It's sourdough pizza. I've never had sourdough pizza, and it was absolutely delicious. So we just did a fun little, part in our live stream about that. They don't sell slices, but a like 4-slice personal pie is about, I think it was like 18 bucks or something like that. So, you could definitely eat that whole pie, and it is really good. Me and Jay ate the whole pie in one sitting. We didn't take none home. I was gonna try it on a live stream another day, but I didn't really feel like carrying a box with me if I didn't eat the whole 4 slices, because I wasn't super hungry. But so yeah, so this is, I'm not sure what exactly that is, but right behind us is where the In-N-Out burger is going to be. And that should be opening. When did they say that was going to open? Didn't they change it again sometime like in the next couple months? Get a great view up the strip. Once they get this wall down and we can walk all the way down to the corner, before they started doing the construction on In-N-Out, you could walk all the way up to the corner here, and the view just gets a little better. Well, we can see all the way to the Hard Rock. You're gonna have a Hard Rock, good view of the Hard Rock. Now, I'm wondering if that new Caesar's Palace sign is getting put up there to disrupt your view of the Hard Rock. Now that I'm just looking at it from right here, I'm thinking that might be it. You think that's gonna be a steakhouse? All right, well, yeah, we'll check into that. Patio for like, I don't know if that would be the patio for, well, I mean, it could be covered patio for seating, because they actually do need to get some more shade up here, that's for sure. But, so this is second level. What are they building down here? This might be the steakhouse here. This looks like this may be a steakhouse or a sushi place. That's going to be Sora, Las Vegas. I can see the sign above there. Right across from the Adidas store here. There's the Adidas store. What's that? 2 levels, the Adidas store. So this is opening summer of 2026. This is the back way down. Takes you to the back entrance. Right there's Polo Towers. This is like their parking lot back here too. So we'll come out, we'll walk back out onto the strip here. You got elevators, level 3. All they have up there right now is how you doing. Cross back here, a little easier than crossing at the strip. All right, if you're enjoying this stream, make sure you hit that like button there. We got, I know we had some new viewers come in. So if you're enjoying this and you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button, smash that like button. Introduce yourself, say hello to the chat. Welcome into the chatters. We like to keep the chat moving along, and you know, fun interactive chats are always a lot more fun than Desir, what's going on? Desert, oh, Desert Dave. I couldn't see that. Got a little bit of glare right when I walked there. I got my regular glasses on right now. So, Desert Dave, sorry about that. I mispronounced you at first. Mike, what's going on, buddy?
No.
So we got the H&M, JD Sports. So we went in JD Sports one day to try on a pair of sneakers, and they kind of ignored us. So I don't really like that store. You know, I really wanted to try a pair of shoes on, and they just kind of looked at us like, yeah, what do you want? I was like, okay. So here's another ABC store here. Let's see what the water special here now. So you can get 2 liters of water for $3 at ABC store, or you can get a Fuji 500 milliliter, buy one get one for $1, right? Or $2.75 each. So you get 2 Fiji waters for $3.75, right? So when I see people that are complaining about the price of water in Vegas, it's like, just, you're gonna walk past an ABC store. So why not just stop and grab yourself a couple liters of water to take back to the room. Upper 80s here in Palm Springs, nice. It's in the mid 70s right now here in Vegas. This is starting to become more my type of weather. So, water, yes. That's the proper way of saying that word, water. W-O-O-D-E-R. The people from Philadelphia say it correct. The rest of the world says it wrong. That's one thing that you never lose. Everyone I ever meet that's from Philadelphia, no matter how long they have been away from Philadelphia, there's just certain words that they really don't ever change, and water is one of them. Now you have Philadelphians who try to pronounce it like water, you know, but it just doesn't roll off our native tongue that well. So it's different sides of the state, Mike. You know that, man. Regional dialect, right? I remember being in Pittsburgh one time for a meeting when I was in the Steelworkers Union, and we went out to eat, and I asked the person for a glass of water, and they were like looking at me. Whoa, that don't sound good. They were like looking at me, and they're like, what do you want? I'm like, water. And they're like, just like Sheetz versus Wawa. We were talking about that last night. I don't remember if you were on or not yesterday, but Sheetz and Wawa, you know, that is like some serious stuff in Pennsylvania, you know what I mean? I do like Sheets, but I prefer Wawa. I would take a Wawa over Sheets because I just like the types of food that Wawa has more than Sheets. Although I do like that you can get fries and stuff. Right? You can get fries at Sheets. I think you can. It's been 6 years since I've been to buy a Sheets. No, it's all, I understand, man. Yes, that's right. You were charging your Tesla last night. We did talk about that. I remember now. I was saying how me and Jay have our solitaire battle in our Tesla. That's our little thing when we're charging. You know what? Let's go take a walk around. Let's go check out what's going on down Koval. Let's get off the strip for a minute. I'll show you guys down how to get to Ellis Island or the Grand Prix Plaza. Let's take a walk up Harmon. Get off the strip a little bit. MBM, Timmy, you like you like Sheets? You guys don't have Wawas in North Carolina? I thought North Carolina did have some Wawas. I know Florida does. Some of the southern states have them. So, you know, I'm sure if I had more time around Sheets, it would probably really grow on me because, like I said, man, like there's Mavericks out here in Vegas. But they're really, I mean, they're good, but there's really nothing where you can go in and get something fresh made. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so we're going to walk up Harmon to Koval, and then I'll show you guys where the F1 Grand Prix Plaza is, which is actually really cool. If you go in there, you're looking for something to do. I'm not a huge fan of F1. I don't really know nothing about the racing besides, like, you know, now the drivers are kind of celebrities, but you know, I don't really know nothing else. But we did the interactive tour that they have there, me and Jay, and we had a blast. And we actually learned a lot about the history of F1, which was really cool. So yeah, tons of terribles. And let me tell you, I love my coffee. I don't mind gas station coffee. Terribles definitely lives up to its name when it comes to their coffee. Their coffee is terrible. I don't care how bad I need a coffee. I am not stopping and getting a coffee at Terribles. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through there. Oh, we got quite some wind coming on right now. How's the wind? But it was actually really fun the last time we went into Grand Prix Plaza. The F1 simulators, super cool. It's like driving an F1 car. They do the Las Vegas circuit. They time you. They, you know, there's other, you're racing against kind of other people's times, not actually against other people. So you're just trying to get the best time. Timmy, yeah, it is a lot of people's happy places. And a lot of people can't afford it right now. I do understand that. You know, there's some cheap ways of doing Vegas. We try to give you guys as many tips and tricks as we can, but can't hear the wind. That is nice because the wind is blowing. It is like howling right now. But once we get up there, I may have to take off the microphones and charge the phone a little bit. We're gonna take a little pull over here too. This is another long light, but there's never really any pedestrian traffic here. So that's the Marriott Vacation Club. A couple people have said that's a really nice spot too. We've never stayed there. This is like waiting and waiting and waiting. Because sometimes I do like to take a little bit of a walk off Strip, see some other stuff, show you guys some other things. All right, I'm done waiting. It should change in a second. There we go. Yeah, Vegas has definitely changed a little bit with the affordability. I mean, you can still get really dirt cheap rooms, but the resort fees a lot of times eat into that. And airfare nowadays, airfare to Vegas can be pretty pricey. Yeah, I know airfare out of Vegas can get pricey too. So who in the chat remembers the day that I got caught in that rainstorm when we were taking a walk around the F1 circuit and it started to rain and I got trapped, got soaked. You know what? I flew from Philly. Was it Philly? I think it was Philly. It was either Philly or New York one time. And I had a layover in Cleveland because that was the cheapest layover spot. That turned into a big debacle too. We got to Cleveland. My flight was delayed about 45 minutes. Not a big deal. You know, 45-minute flight delay, not a big deal. But it was around 8 o'clock, right? And I was like, well, you know what? I can wait till we get to Vegas. I'm a little hungry, but I can wait till I get back to Vegas to eat. And well, that 45-minute flight delay turned into like 4 hours, and all the restaurants and everything in Cleveland were closed, and I ended up starving. I actually had to buy like snacks on the plane. So yeah, but that was fun that day when we got caught in the rain right here. I was trying to hide underneath the bridge that went over Harmon and down towards MGM. I was trying to hide from the rain, but the rain was coming sideways. Timmy, sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear about your wife. And hopefully, man, you can get back here and, you know, relive some good memories. Yeah, I like this little layover that we have with no F1 stuff. So I'm gonna force some F1 onto you guys, right? By showing you the F1 plaza up here. No, but actually it is really cool. It's a really cool spot to go check out. And it's not really that expensive. And a lot of times if you go on their website, they do run these random specials. I think last August, August and September, or September and October, why they right before F1 got in the full swing of things, they were you could do free F1 simulator rides. So I'm hoping that they do that again this year, because that was really fun. Me and my kids had a lot of fun going up there and checking that out. That right there, there are pieces of the bridge that go over Harmon Ave, right where we just passed. So man, that dude's zooming on that scooter. I should get me one of them. All right, I'm pretty sure we're pretty clear of any kind of music and stuff. On the phone mic for now, so I can get a little bit of charge on the phone. Just want to keep it within an acceptable level. Running a streaming app, YouTube, and all that stuff, microphones, puts a drain. So sorry if we get a little bit of wind or whatever. Well, we got ourselves a good 20-minute walk until we get close to the music again. Here's some more of the laydown area. I think eventually they'll get that out of here. There's a laydown area where they keep all the F1 barricades and lighting rigs and all down on Koval, down by Tropicana. If we kept walking down here about another 15 minutes or so, 10 minutes, you could walk to the Virgin Hotel, which is right down the street, right down Harmon and Paradise. I like the Virgin. They run you can go to the Virgin's pool. You can buy a day pass to the Virgin pool. I'm not sure how much it's going to be this year, but in the past it's been pretty cheap, around $40. Or you can rent cabanas there too, pretty cheap. They kept the Hard Rocks pool, right? That sandy bottom. They kept that pool, so that's really nice. I don't think they have the underwater speakers like the Hard Rock used to have, but it is. We go there. We'll rent a cabana there in the Palms. So if you're a Vegas local and you're watching this right now, the Palms usually runs a special Sunday through Thursday. I think you can rent a cabana for $50, right? So it's based on limited availability and stuff like that, but definitely something, if you're a local and you're watching right now, maybe you didn't know about that, but you can get a cabana that has a private pool also at the Palm. So there is F1 Plaza right across the street here. So when F1 gets in full gear, that they take all the they turn that over to like their headquarters. That is where everything happens. The control center, everything goes on in that building. As it sits right now, they have go-karts, exhibits, things like that, which are really fun to check out. Yes, everyone listen to the great Murakami. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you know when we go live next. like I said earlier, we go live Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Usually Wednesday is an earlier live stream. Wednesday is a earlier one, and Tuesday is usually more like afternoonish, early evening. Sometimes I'll do 2 streams in a day. Sometimes I do them after work for like an hour. Usually the ones after work I do on TikTok, so if you guys have a TikTok account, go ahead and over there and follow us over there. We do post a lot of stuff over there also. TikTok is really good for being able to push out 2, 3, 4, 5 videos in a day, you know, shorts, where it's a little bit different here on YouTube, how you schedule and post. So each platform has its pluses and minuses. Live streaming's a lot better over here because I have an option of going vertical or horizontal. Yesterday was the first time I did a vertical since my very first live stream on YouTube last January. I do like this wide angle horizontal view that I can give you guys. You guys get to capture a lot more. I can zoom in, zoom out. So yeah, there's pluses and minuses on both. Is the wind too much? Because I'll put the mic back in if the wind's too much for you guys. This area we're walking past right now during F1, look, we get a nice view of the back of the strip too, right? Sounds okay, all right. And we get a nice view of the back of the strip there. We have Hilton Grand Vacations, Planet Hollywood, Paris, Horseshoe, a little bit of flamingos sticking out saying hello. We can see some of the, I'll zoom in a little bit, we can see the Hard Rock construction going on over there. Harrah's, Westin, Venetian Palazzo in the background there. This is a pretty nice view. This is one of them streets that, like, you know, if you're a local, you take Koval here and bypass the strip. Now, right across the street there, that is Ellis Island. They got some good food specials. If you don't mind taking a little walk or grabbing a ride share up to up right off the strip here. They have a rooftop deck. I've yet to check out the rooftop deck. They got the outdoor patio area. It's a smaller casino. Rooms are pretty decent. You know, people do like, they got a steak and egg special. Usually have game day specials. Great spot for happy hours. Save yourself some money. And that's the way you really got to look at doing Vegas sometimes. It's like, all right, this is a 10-minute walk off the strip. You know, let's walk it. Hang out, party, jump an Uber or Lyft back if you know, don't think you could walk it back. But it's, I mean, it's right there. This is Flamingo coming up at the next light. So it's right off of Flamingo. Right down the street from the Horseshoe and Flamingo Hotel. Got a nice view of the Sphere. The Sphere is on the other side of the street. We're going to take you guys there one night and do a live stream from the Sphere outside. You know, maybe sit through a cycle or two of the lights and the advertisements that are on it. going to the Sphere during the day, yeah, it's nice to look at and see it real big, but you really can't see anything. But it does switch over to a moonscape, which is really cool, until 6 a.m. I'm not sure what time it switches over at night. But our buddy Spin used to live right down the street from the Sphere, and he would go live and do the switch over, the countdown to the moon coming out. Jorge, what's going on, buddy? Everyone say good morning to Mr. George Flores, one of my best friends in the whole entire world. He's a work buddy of mine. Actually, he's one of the best work buddies I've ever had, too. So everyone say hello to George. George, you better hit that like button. George is probably sitting down at lunch right now, and he's showing all the guys, hey, look, look. They call me James at work. Look, James says hello. People like me on YouTube. So this is the corner of Flamingo and Koval. Nobody believes him. He tells people, oh, go on his live stream, and everyone says hello to me. They're like, no, they don't. Well, yes, we do. We do like George. We all like George here. Haz is listening. What's up, Mr. Haz? Murakami just got an ad. It's scared. Oh. All right. So this is the kind of impromptu Tupac memorial. We're gonna give these girls do their pictures here. I don't want to get in their way. But that light post right there is full of people with their memorial messages, and you got some of the Tupac stuff here. People always ask where this is. So it's right here behind the horseshoe. The horseshoe's right there. So if you came out of the horseshoe and walked behind it down, Jason, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? And you walk down there, and that's where you can pay your respects to Tupac. They have it on a couple of the light posts down here. This next one too has it. A lot of people ask about this. I try to explain it when we get off Strip and come down this way. I always show it. So here's some more. I really wish the city would do something a little bit more. You know, it is but at the same time, I think the organicness of that kind of makes it a little bit more special, you know. I feel like if there was like a city-sponsored memorial, it would be a lot more protected and stuff like that. That's, you know, people that were true fans will go there and pay the respects. Maybe not make it as a tourist attraction, kind of more of a, if you know, you know. All right, who's down for an experiment? Right, let's see. If we go up here and cross at this next light and try to walk behind the flamingo and go check out the go pool and flamingo habitat again. But we'll take it from the not strip side, because that's an area that we always had an issue with in the past. Well, we were able to actually get into the flamingo habitat. So let's go check that out. What do you guys think? You know, if it glitches really bad or ends the live stream, well then we know not to go that way again, right? So we'll give it a whirl. Now right over here we have, on the other side of the street, we're going to walk past in a second where we cross. That is where the stage door is. The stage door is back open, guys. So it's been open for a while. I posted a video saying it was open when we found out it was open. But surprisingly, that video was restricted on the other platform. So it didn't get quite the reach that I was hoping. So they got some good specials over there. They still have never, you guys have never been in there. It is pretty awesome in there. I think me and Jay may go up in there one night. Check it out for you guys. So that is stage door right there. Right down in the same parking lot is Batista's. So we just gotta wait for this light. There's a lot of waiting at lights today. There's the high roller in the background. We can see that moving around. You know, depending on where you're looking at the high roller from, you can really either notice it moving or it doesn't look like it's moving at all. From this vantage point, it looks like you can see it moving. But when we're looking at it straight on from the Link Promenade, it barely looks like it's moving. Really what, George? I'm not waiting at another light. I'm going to walk down to the stop sign where I can just walk in front of cars. I've been doing too much waiting at lights today. That gets me more tired than the walking. Let's see how many steps we're at today. We've only hit 10,900 steps we are at right now. So we did some walking in the past 2 hours, 20 minutes. All the guys are watching right now. Good, tell them all to subscribe too. Freaking bums. and get back to work. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna walk down this way. Like I said, this has always been an issue for us when we go in this way, but we had some luck the other day with even just being in the habitat, which normally would like just kind of cut the stream off right away. So yeah, the TDR food is sometimes good, most of the time not so good. I don't want to say not so good, but it's decent, it's edible, but some of it is actually really good. I wish they would put a taco bar back in. That was cool when we first. All right, so I'm going to be watching on my end to see if it starts to drop down. So we're going to walk underneath the monorail right now. The monorail runs from MGM Grand all the way up to Sahara. That one costs money. If you're going to be using it several times during your stay, definitely get the pass. Otherwise, I think a single ride is like $5.50 or something like that. So far, so good. I better watch what I say about them then. Now, I don't talk about anybody at work, just you, George. Because you're my best. All right, we just dropped down a little. I mean, what was the Go Pool? That was like about 4 months behind.